All right, Yuki. This is a
Yes,
big one today. This is huge.
yes,
And this was your suggestion.
yes. Coca-Cola and the Pepsi-Cola.
That's right. Pepsi versus Coke, the Coke versus Pepsi, the Pepsi challenge, whatever. There were so many in the 80s. It was like the Cold War of colas.
Yeah.
Do
You
you
know the
Yeah.
yeah.
No, you go.
First of all, when they changed the formula, I got so pissed. The new Coke tastes so bad. And then, I'm like a Coca-Cola generation. I don't drink Coke anymore. I mean, any soda I don't drink anymore because, getting older, then, sugar, diabetic, and so it's very difficult. But, when I was a kid, Coca-Cola is a thing, right? I mean, and then what's called Chicro? Is that the English?
What?
Some kind of
Chicaro?
Chicro or some kind of chemical was in the Coca-Cola.
Wow, I thought there was cocaine.
No, it's not the cocaine. Some kind of some kind of
Chicolo? It sounds like gigolo. Chicolo.
Chicro.
You ever hear that song, Buffalo Stance? It's a good song. Everybody look up the song Buffalo Stance by Nina Cherry. She goes, Chicolo. Chicolo. You got to hear it. Now I can't unhear Chicolo in my head with that song.
No, I don't know if it's English, but in Japanese it's called Chicro. Some kind of cocaine or some kind of drug.
It sounds like a Marx brother, Chicaro Marx.
Oh, but whatever that is, that's what the Coke made great. Coca-Cola.
Really?
Yeah, and then the bottle. Forget the can, forget the 1 liter, just the original that bottle. That's what the best. And then I hear you can still get it in Mexico.
Yes, with the cane sugar. It's the cane sugar. Is that what Chicaro is then? I'll have to look it up real quick, but Chicaro, man, Chicaro. Why don't you take your chicken to the back row and do a thing?
Then they found out that's a kind of drug and they can use it. So they stopped it. I think around the same time when they did the new formula, then, taste became shit. And then the new Coke didn't do well. So Coca-Cola went back to original one. But that time they couldn't use that thing anymore. So still, it was the same original, but it wasn't the same because they couldn't.
Okay, so for some of our younger listeners, not that we have anybody under 65, but there was in the 80s, anybody who doesn't know, and I went to the Coke Museum in Atlanta, so I saw the whole thing, and I'll tell you about my experiences there, because I got to try all of the Cokes. They still have new Coke, Coke 2, Crystal Coke, whatever. All that shit is still there. But anyway, so in the 80s, right, there was the Coke versus Pepsi, Pepsi versus Coke. And the Pepsi, I believe, started a thing called the Pepsi Challenge, where they would blindfold people and then have them drink the colas. One was Coke, one was Pepsi. I don't think they were allowed to name it as Coke, but they were like insinuating it was Coke. And of course, in their commercials, everybody would choose Pepsi. They would say Pepsi tasted better.
But yeah, of course, it's commercial. Yeah,
it's a commercial. But Coke, in their genius marketing, this was a genius stroke. They literally discontinued classic Coke. They got rid of it. They were like, Coke is no longer available, and now we're only doing new Coke. And everybody fucking hated new Coke.
Right? Hey, new Coke, it sucked.
Well, I actually thought it was good when I tasted it at the Coca-Cola Museum in Atlanta. It was pretty good. It's not Coke, but it was pretty good. It was a decent cola, but it was so hated that they got rid of classic Coke that there were protests. People were protesting in the street. Like, if you thought that the fucking George Floyd protests were bad, the new Coke protests were insane. People were fucking throwing shit, lighting buildings on fire. I mean, it wasn't that far, but it was bad. People were actually protesting. But I think that the Coca-Cola people knew that there would be such a major outcry that they got rid of the classic Coke recipe, that people would be so pissed off that then they would, when they brought it back, sales would skyrocket. And guess what? That's what fucking happened. They brought the classic Coke back. Now, I don't know if they ever called it classic Coke, because they did call it Coca-Cola Classic for a while, but now it's just Coke again, Coca-Cola or Coke or whatever.
Right, because again, the classic Coke, but it's not the same classic Coke.
Not okay. So the original recipe, there definitely was cocaine in it.
Yeah.
Now, in the 1800s was awesome, man. People would just fucking like, yo, I don't feel very. There's a meme going around that's like, if you were a doctor in the 1800s, it's like, oh, you don't feel well? Why don't you do some drugs? Here's some cocaine, motherfucker. So Coke, I think, started out as partly like a medicine. They were marketing it almost like a medicinal thing. But truthfully, Coke does have medicinal aspects, because when you have an upset stomach, people say to drink warm Coke to calm your upset stomach. So it still has medicinal purposes.
Right.
And so back then, Coke was sort of a medicinal drink. It would cure ailments, they said. They would market it like that. But then when it started, people started to just realize it tastes good. Then they started to market it as a soft drink to adults, as an alternative to adult beverages once they took the cocaine out.
But I think that's why it's called Coke.
Cocaine-a-cola.
So instead of Coca-Cola, Coke is Coke. I think it's not accident because it had Coke before. I think it came from that.
Yuki, have you ever snorted Coca-Cola?
No.
I laughed so hard once it went out my nose. It's the closest I ever got to snorting Coca-Cola.
But I tell you how bad it was. Like, okay. You know, you have teeth. You know,
some
when
people
you
have
kid.
teeth. Yes, other people don't have no
And
more
then,
teeth.
you know, when you kid, you know, the young teeth come out.
Oh,
And then,
teething. Yes, teething. Yeah.
so when you know the baby teeth come off,
Yeah.
this is I hear. So I just wanted to test it. I throw in the Coke. It disappeared, dissolved.
Wait, you took a tooth and put it in Coke and your tooth dissolved.
Yeah, it's gone. That's how bad the Coke is.
Well, this wasn't something you saw on the internet. You yourself did this in Japan.
Right. I was like, you know, 8 or 9 years old.
So mini Nakamura, little mini Yuki Nakamura was like, haha, let me see if I can dissolve my tooth. And how did you even know? How did you know?
Well, same thing, you know. I had a news like, well, Coke isn't good because the carbon is very strong, so it doesn't do good to your body. And then that was all over the news in Japan. So I wanted to see it, if it's true.
So other kids were like, yo, yeah, hey, where's the tooth fairy? I want my dollar. You're doing science experiments with your fucking teeth.
You know, don't you know that this is a true story. This Texas woman, I think she was like around 35. She loved the Coke. She drinks Coke like a couple of liters a day.
Yeah.
She drank like 30 years every day, couple of liters. She died, you know.
Oh, I'm sure. Because I heard that she never drank water at all, just Coke.
Oh, you knew that too, right?
I heard that story, and I also knew a person in LA that I worked with who only drank Coke and claimed that they didn't even drink water. What like the only time that they used water in their mouth was when they were brushing their teeth. That's fucking insane. No offense, but
That's how bad the Coke is, you
as
know?
I
I
take
mean,
a sip of water right now, Jesus. Oh my God! Imagine never drinking water. I mean, water's plain, but you need it. You fucking need it.
yeah, because, basically she was just putting in the sugar, in her body for 30 years.
Oh, that reminds me of a story about a woman who thought she could exist only on sunshine. I wrote a song about it. I'm going to put it out one day. And she seriously thought she didn't need to eat, she didn't need to drink, she didn't need to do anything except go out into the sun and let the sun's rays take care of her. She's died. She died. That was
She
it. She
died.
died. Yeah, she died. And she couldn't be convinced otherwise. No, she wouldn't listen to anybody. She just said, "No, I just can exist on sunshine." Didn't work.
I see.
So she only drank Coke, man. I mean, it couldn't have felt good, right? Because that's if it melts your tooth. Imagine what it does to your insides.
I know. I mean,
I mean, I like it as a treat. I do drink Coke, and if I go to, say, a fast food restaurant, I usually get Coke because those Coke from the fountains are so delicious. They have the extra syrup and stuff. Or at like an AMC theater, they have the vanilla Coke and the orange Coke and the this Coke and the that Coke. I love that shit, but I don't drink it like very often because of stories like that where it melts your Yuki's tooth.
didn't you do when you're younger in the summertime too hot? Go to 7-Eleven, the big gulp.
I used to have a place in my neighborhood which was it was almost like a throwback to a 50s diner, like a soda joint, or a jerk joint, whatever they used to call those. And I would get the slush puppies. You know what a slush pup? That was my summer drink. I loved slush pup. They can't be much better than Cokes because they're sugar filled craziness. But I used to get just like three fucking slush puppies a day and go nuts. I love slush puppies. But Coke was more of a for me like a pizza night thing. I would always drink Coke with my pizza or my fast food. I love.
Now, it goes well. The thing goes with well. Pizza is a beer and the Coke.
Yes, absolutely. And I also like Coke at movie theaters. That's my favorite movie theater drink is a Coca-Cola Classic.
And then popcorn.
For a while, I was Milk Duds only. I love Milk Duds at the movie theater. Now they kind of don't have them at certain places. I think I went to a Regal for 2 years when I lived in Astoria. They never had Milk Duds, so I'd have to go and get them at the Rite Aid or whatever.
Oh, I see.
Because Milk Duds last forever. You could just put it in your mouth and suck on it for 2 hours, and it's still in your mouth. Or you could just chew them all at once.
And then when you put that thing in the Coke, it just the bubble comes out. No.
Put what in the Coke? Oh, Mentos.
Oh, the Mentos.
Mentos, yep, Mentos. You get that's crazy shit. You put if you put Mentos in a Coca-Cola, it explodes.
Right? Yeah. Now, is that happen? Same thing happened to Pepsi or only Coke?
That's a good question. I wonder if it does, because if it didn't, then Pepsi could come out with a commercial saying, "See, we don't explode when we pair with candy." They could have a whole marketing campaign.
What's the inside that different Coke and then Pepsi then?
There's some sort of a recipe. So in the Coke Museum, there's a bank vault that you're not even allowed to go close to. You're allowed to see it, but it's all roped off, and supposedly inside there is the original recipe for Coke that they haven't changed since they took away the cocaine, and that is the secret recipe, and that's why they claim Coke is so good and nobody could replicate it and all this stuff. Pepsi must have a recipe.
Well, Pepsi, I'm sure they have their own recipe, but personally, I like Pepsi more than Coke, though.
You do? We're talking about Coke this whole time. I thought you liked Coke better.
No, because Coke is, for me, it's too more sweeter than Pepsi. And then, the Pepsi is a little bit, well, less sweet, so I like it more.
I like the taste of Coke better. I don't dislike Pepsi, but I do dislike when I go into a goddamn restaurant and I say, I'll have a Coke. You say, Pepsi is okay? No, fucker. I don't want a fucking Pepsi. Change my shit to an unsweetened iced tea now. Now I don't want any sugar. You fucks.
So you don't drink Pepsi? You stick.
No, I do. I'm just fucking around.
Yeah, because some people, they don't care. Like, well, Coke. Well, we don't have Coke. Is Pepsi okay? Okay, some.
Yeah, no, you just say okay. Yeah. But in my head, I say fuck you, you piece of shit. But in my mouth, I say, oh yeah, sure, I'll have a Pepsi. Thanks.
Right, because Coke drinker, they drink any Coca-Cola, Pepsi Cola, Crown Cola, something Cola. Doesn't matter.
Shasta Cola, baby.
Yeah, Cola, right? As long as it's kind of Coke they drink, but the super heavy Coke drinker, they drink only Coke, right?
Yeah, they will reject any other cola. Now, that's silly in my opinion because there's so many good colas or pops. What do you say? What do you call it? Soda?
Soda, yeah.
Okay, so you call it soda. It in the majority of the rest of the country, it's pop.
But the pop is not like a popsicle candy, no?
No, that's a popsicle. And you could call it a push pop or whatever. But that in other places in this country, and maybe even the world, they call soda pop. I'll have a pop.
Soda pop?
Well, soda pop, but they call it pop. They just call it pop.
So pop includes all soda.
Yeah, I'll have a pop. What kind of pop do you want? Mountain Dew pop. I think. Because you don't say Mountain Dew soda. You just say Mountain Dew. You just say Sprite. You just say Coke. You just say. But when the general thing, much like the animal classifications, it's pop and soda are the same thing. And then I think that other places call it other things too. I just don't remember.
Oh, I see.
Fuck that shit, man. It's soda. It's soda.
I don't like you just said it. What's that? The clear one.
Sprite?
Oh yeah, I don't like it. I like 7-Up.
7-Up versus Sprite. That's a good one too. I think that I've had when I was a kid, I had 7-Up all the time, and then all of a sudden Sprite was everywhere. I don't dislike either of them.
Sprite is the company's Coca-Cola, right?
Yes.
Marketing is big. Like remember Fanta, orange Fanta, grape Fanta.
Yeah, Fanta, don't you want that Fanta? That was that stupid commercial.
Yeah. How come? Are they still making Fanta?
Yeah, I had a Fanta last year.
Oh, yeah. Fanta was like a big in Japan.
It was huge in Europe. When I was in Europe, every fucking place was Fanta fantastic. It was everywhere. That nonstop Fanta.
Fanta isn't popular in this country either.
It is. People drink it here. You can get it at the soda the grocery store or in a
Really, but I don't see that much.
I see it. Orange Fanta, yeah, for sure, yeah. I think even I think Fanta might be a Coke product. In terms of distribution, like I think that Coke distributes it.
Yeah, I think so. But
do you know in in Europe, Diet Coke, they call it Coke Light.
Coke Light?
They used to anyway. Yeah, I had a bottle for the longest time. It's got to be somewhere in my house. Coke Light. Diet Coke is Coke Light in Europe.
What do you think? And then Diet Coke, it sucks. I mean, if I rather drink Coke than Diet Coke. I
Same.
don't know.
But I think Diet Coke is a fine, tasty drink. I like it better than Coke Zero. Coke Zero to me is very it's I mean, of course it's artificial sweetener. That's the way that they make it taste that way, but to me it's more artificial tasting than Diet Coke. Diet Coke tastes not it doesn't taste like Coke. It just doesn't taste like an oversaturated synthetic drink the way that Coke Zero does, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, what about those Diet Coke or Coke Zero? Like, okay, there is zero sugar, but instead of sugar, they put it in something else anyway, right?
Some sort of shit aspartame or no sucralose or I don't know, some fucking crazy thing that you're not supposed to drink either. I mean, if you thought sugar was bad, wait until your tits start growing double D's. Those artificial sweeteners give men breasts. That's why I've had breasts since I'm 13 years old. This fucking Coke, you sons of bitches.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like those, weird thing. I mean, if the Coke is Coke, Pepsi is Pepsi, like what the kind of bullshit, like a cherry Coke?
I like cherry Coke. I like vanilla Coke. You don't like that stuff?
No, I mean, I don't
Oh,
know. If I drink vanilla Coke, I rather drink, well, what's called that? Uh, shit, I forgot.
root beer, cream soda.
Not the root beer. I mean, what's that? Damn it. It's so, pinky. When you go pinky, get the hot dog, then they have that drink.
Oh, sarsaparilla.
No.
I don't fucking know. Shit, Yuki. What about Michael Jackson getting his hair on fire on a Pepsi commercial?
See, that's a Pepsi, yeah.
They fucked him up, man. He was burnt bad. Did you see? There's a documentary. I don't remember which exact one it was. Maybe it was Thriller 40 or something. There was like two documentaries that came out about Michael Jackson, and one of them goes into in depth about how he singed the top of his head and shit, and he got really badly burnt.
So there was a Pepsi commercial, right?
Yeah, and then so he did. Well, yes, that was. But then there was another Pepsi commercial where the kid from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, the one who played Carlton, he was the little kid in the commercial, and it was a Michael Jackson impersonator, but you don't know that because all you see is the glove, so you think it's Michael Jackson. It's magic, but it's not. It wasn't really him.
And then Britney Spears, she did the Pepsi commercial,
Oh, she
right?
was a Pepsi girl.
I think so.
Oh, I didn't know that. That makes me want to drink Pepsi again. I like Britney. I like Britney a lot. I think she's better than goddamn Taylor Swift. I think we talked about
What?
this. Yeah. With the taste of your lips, I want to say your Pepsi's breaking me under. You like Taylor better?
Yeah.
Yeah, but Taylor's like, she's like, oh, let's drink sparkling water. Like she doesn't like Coke or none of that shit.
Sorry, I remember before I forget
Oh
again.
yeah, what is it?
Cream soda.
I said cream soda.
Oh, did you say that?
What are you out of your mind? Are you smoking weed again? Are you high on cocaine from all the Coca-Cola you drink? Get the fuck! I said cream soda. Ah, I love cream soda.
Cream soda. But that's, sugar is too much.
Of course. But now they're supposedly, not supposedly, now they have diet cream soda, diet root beer, and they taste good. Or ginger ale zero. Canada Dry put out a zero, and it's fucking, the ginger ale especially is really good. Canada Dry Zero. Yeah.
I never had it. Come on. The diet, the Canada ginger ale.
The ginger taste is still there. It tastes very good. And you don't, like, especially with a ginger ale, the sugar isn't the important part of a ginger ale. The ginger is. So as long as the ginger is left in, it's still delicious, and it is.
And then only two, right? Then ginger ale, Canada Dry, and then ginger ale, like a major two ginger ale, right?
What's the other one? Oh, I think I know what it's Canada Dry for sure. That's the classic to me. I don't know the other ginger ale. I thought there was a lot of ginger ales.
No, I think only two: Canada Dry ginger ale, and then there is the dark green ginger ale. No,
Oh, I don't remember, but I love it. I love ginger ale. Actually, Liz Shack, my beloved and our producer, she loves to get a ginger ale at a restaurant or anywhere. Instead of she never drinks a
not
Coke.
many places have a ginger ale, though,
Yes, she
right?
always gets rejected. They're like, "Do you have ginger ale?" No. What the fuck?
So what does she do? I mean,
Water.
oh,
She likes ginger ale. I respect that. I like that shit. I like ginger ale with my little with my little meals.
I know, but I don't drink soda anymore. I quit the soda.
What about a root beer float, Yuki? Have you ever had a root?
Oh, good to be a fruit is, but I rather go to old fashioned diner
Yeah,
and have a cream soda, like the melon.
mel melon.
Yeah,
What?
the green.
Melon green soda?
Yeah,
The fuck is that? What flavor is that? Just melon?
the melon flavor, like a cantaloupe type of.
Mountain Dew? That's what that's a. Oh, or squirt.
No, no,
Oh,
but it's better than root beer, float.
wait. So you put ice cream in a melon drink?
Yeah.
I never heard of this fucking shit. What? Where? Is this a Japanese thing? I think you're
No, it's a diner thing. You have to go
diner.
old fashioned 50s diner, and then
Oof.
you have to ask cream soda. Then they ask you flavor. What flavor you like? Orange or strawberry or a melon? Yeah.
I never heard of that. Oh, although that is good, you get like an orange soda and you put some vanilla ice cream in there. It's like a creamsicle. That's really good. I like that. Yeah, yeah. You could get a Fanta or Sun Kissed. I love Sun Kissed.
I'm kissed.
Yeah.
What happened to 7 Up? I don't see 7 Up anymore.
No, it's out there. I mean, people still need it for the 7 and 7s. You put the Seagram 7 and it's so 7 Up,
Yeah. You
which is
know
a good
who?
drink. Who?
Tony Manilo in the Saturday Night Fever.
Ah, John Travolta's character. He says 7 and 7.
Yeah.
No wonder why he was so fucked up. My hair. I work hard on my hair, and he hits it.
Yeah.
Lloyd Kaufman worked on that movie. Did you know that?
No.
Lloyd Kaufman was a production manager or something on Saturday Night Fever.
Before Trauma?
Yeah. He worked on Rocky, I think also as a production manager and in the Philly scenes. And then, yeah, because of that, John G. Avildsen was going to direct Saturday Night Fever and then dropped out, but Lloyd retained his job on the movie and
No,
remained.
he didn't direct the Saturday Night.
No, he didn't. He was supposed to.
Oh,
He
really?
was the first director, and he hired a bunch of people, and then he dropped out, and the next director came in. And then there's a great picture of Lloyd and John Travolta with the Verrazano Bridge in the background.
Wow.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. With
The movies on Trauma before Trauma.
he did some big movies. He did that movie, The Final Countdown, with Kirk Douglas
Yeah.
and Martin Sheen. Yeah, the one where the aircraft carrier travels back in time. He produced that.
He produced it?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, he made some big movies. He was his first movie, Lloyd. Uh, he was a production assistant on the movie Joe with Peter Boyle.
Oh,
Remember that movie? It's a great movie. I just rewatched that actually with Liz and my dad, And holy shit, what a powerful fucking movie. I mean, that movie must have shocked the shit out of audiences in the late 60s, early 70s. I mean, that was such a shocking film.
Well, then he became trauma. It's kind of going backwards, no?
No, come on. Then he owned his own hit. Trauma was his. He didn't have to.
Owning trauma is fine, and that's better than watching for someone else. But I'm talking about quality wise. He did a better movie before trauma. And
I guess before Trauma, his career was Coca-Cola, and then he went on to become Pepsi.
Shasta Cola.
No, you fuck. Trauma's fine. Everybody knocks Trauma. They made some good movies. I'm tired. You're like, Romeo and Juliet's great. The Toxic Avenger's great. Class of Nukem High is great.
I think it's either you love trauma or you hate trauma. I think there's no in between.
That's true. That's true, Yuki. Well, back to soda. When I went to the Coca-Cola factory or headquarters in Atlanta, it was really cool. They had all this sorts of stuff that, like memorabilia. They brought you through the history of Coke. Then they had all these things. They had a Oscar in there because
Oh,
for a few years, Coke had owned a movie company that won an Oscar. I forgot what Oscar it was for, but they had that on display. They had the Olympic torch from the Atlanta Games. They were the ones. Yeah, they sponsored all that stuff because Atlanta, that's where its headquarters. Their yeah, their museum is across from the street from the Centennial Park. Oh, look, you got a Coke bottle right there. That's aluminum.
yeah.
So you like that shit. Tokyo. Oh, it's from Tokyo, special edition. Special. Oh, look, a Coke bottle, a glass bottle. Or is that glass or is that aluminum? Oh no, it's not a glass. That's aluminum. Holy shit! Yuki's showing me his.
It's the grass.
Oh, it is glass.
Yeah.
It's hard to see. Yuki's showing me his Coca-Cola bottle collection. I didn't know you collected bottles.
Wow.
Wow, Yuki, you're a bottle collector. Oh, now I just got to give you my Coke Light, my Coke Light bottle, which is a glass bottle, and then you could have the complete.
This is the gold.
That's what I was wondering because it didn't look glass. It's gold. That's amazing. Where did you get that one? The gold one.
Uh, I think some Coke store in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
I think I bought it there.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, I used to have some Coke stuff. I have a Liz collects some old advertisements of Coca-Cola. So she's got a lot of cool old school Santa Claus stuff. They used to put out a lot of stuff with Santa on it, and they have a great classic looking Santa. He's like one of the best looking Santas you've ever seen. Just the beautifully rendered, hand drawn Santa.
I gave her a little Santa flying over the McDonald, tiny, but
Yeah, it's probably gone. I can't ever forget the fire that took away all of my knickknacks, Yuki. It fucking sucks. What about oh yeah, so in the Coke Museum or Coke headquarters, whatever it is, you get to taste. I'm talking hundreds of sodas because throughout, so there's one room you go in and they have new Coke, they have Coke 2, they have Crystal Coke, they have Tab. Remember Tab?
yeah.
They have Tab in there, so you get to taste all those. Tab is pretty good. That's what he asked for in Back to the Future.
Is that just one sip?
You get a little cup, maybe a 3-ounce cup, right? But you can keep refilling it. It's all you can drink. It's a buffet of soda.
You have to pay?
I mean, you pay admission, yeah, but then you get to taste essentially at any point, yeah.
So basically, it's a free once you pay to get in the museum.
Once you get into the museum, it's all you could drink soda essentially.
That's danger. I mean, how much did you drink?
A lot. We tried. So at the end of the museum, there's a whole big room with, I'm talking 16, 20 fountains, and each fountain has uh a dozen or more sodas that you could try from all around the world. So they have the ones from America, the ones from Italy, the ones from Japan, the ones that they don't even sell in America right now that they just have at that place that you could try. So me and Reeves Elliott, who worked on the last drive-in, him and I went to the museum together, and we were in that fucking soda room for an hour trying every kind of soda from all over the world, India, everywhere, China, and some of them were very bad. Some of them were extremely good, but there was some really bad. I'm talking, it tasted like puke.
Well, I think you know what I don't like?
What?
Dr. Pepper.
You don't like Dr. Pepper?
I don't like Dr. Pepper. I don't like root beer.
You don't like root beer?
First of all, when I came here, I thought the root beer was beer.
Well, that makes a little bit of sense because it's called beer. So wait, so you drank root beer thinking you get drunk?
Yeah, well, you know, I thought that was a kind of beer. And then it tastes like bad. I mean, I know Dr. Pepper tastes like medicine.
Oh, come on. I think you're just looking at the name because he's a doctor.
Well, yeah, but no, I didn't like it. No.
Oh, well, the worst soda, the worst in the whole place. It's an Italian exclusive, and it's called Beverly.
Is that the Italian Coke?
It's not, yes, it's an Italian soda, but it's not Coke. It's almost grapefruit in its taste, but it's as if a grapefruit was left out in the sun for 6 days, and then somebody stepped on it with shit, dog shit on their shoes, and then a kid came over and puked on that, and then they took that grapefruit that had the puke and the shit, and it was rotting, and then they ground it up and put it into a soda, and that's what Beverly tastes like.
That sounds so bad and nasty.
There's pictures of both me and Reeves tasting it, and we got each other's reactions. We're both gagging. We're both gagging after tasting Beverly. And then I posted that online, and some people were like, "Oh, it's not that bad." No, it's bad. It's the worst tasting drink I've ever had. Next to, I went to a novelty shop once, this place Rocket Fizz, and I got like one of those novelty sodas. I forgot which one it was. It wasn't barf, but it was something like that, and it was so bad. Just absolutely bad on purpose. And I think that's the joke. I think Coca-Cola hates Italians. So they're like, "Here's Beverly, you fucking Italian assholes." They like, I seriously think that it's so bad. Well, okay, so then you would say that, of course, Coke versus Pepsi. You think that Pepsi's better?
I like Pepsi better, because it's, less sweet.
Hmm. I like Coke better, Yuki. I think that we're at a stalemate here. I think that Coke is just a better taste. It's a more classic drink, and I've just enjoyed it more in my life. And whenever I'm offered a Pepsi instead, I'm semi disappointed.
Brought back a real classic Coke from, 50s, 60s with real Coke. Then maybe, and then not the can and the bottle. And then maybe, I may like it.
What do you think? What do you think the about the marketing campaigns? Which is better, Pepsi, the choice of a new generation, or Coke? You can't beat the real thing.
I think Coke spend more money, so it's bigger, marketing, stronger, wider, more money, I think.
They had the better song. I'd like to teach the world to sing in perfect harmony. I'd like to buy the world a Coke. You don't remember that song?
Well, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, supposedly the greatest commercial of all time.
And then those bear always, in the movie theater commercial, right?
Those were cool. I remember the first time I saw that when I was a kid. I just thought it looked so cool, and it was a different style of animation, and I thought it was so cute. The little polar bear coming up and sitting next to his parent, and they just watched the Northern Lights. That's cool.
Yes. So they spend more money, bigger market. So, but I mean, I don't drink soda anymore, but still I like Pepsi better than Coke, unless they bring back classic Coke with bottle.
And cocaine.
Yeah.
I think we should. I think what Pepsi needs to do is have you as a spokesperson, and we need a new jingle. And it's like, Pepsi, it's favorite of Yuki. Pepsi, it's the favorite of Yuki. Pepsi, and it's just you like giving thumbs up and giving the finger to Coke. You would be a good spokesperson, and then we could dress you up like Michael Jackson. Oh my God, Yuki.
Michael Jackson. Oh, I see.
And then we can set you on fire.
Fine.
Well, for $1 million, would you let Pepsi set you on fire in a commercial?
That wasn't here, right?
It was in his hair, but we'll do it safe. We'll have you reenact the scene, but we'll actually set you on fire for $1 million.
You might have a wig, maybe.
Okay, so that'll be a stipulation in your rider. You'll say, I need a wig, and then what's your favorite snack?
Dorito.
You get Doritos and a wig and $1 million, and we'll set you on fire in a Pepsi commercial. It'd be Pepsi, it's the favorite of Yuki. Pepsi. All right, well, that was Coke versus Pepsi. Everybody, let us know what you think. I mean, it's a big it was almost as big as the Cold War when I was a kid. Russia versus America, Coke versus Pepsi. I mean, who's your choice?
That's right.
Yeah.
But I think Coke is dominating the market, right? Pretty much.
Oh yeah, Coke is the biggest. It's it's like Amazon, pornography, and Coke are the three biggest things in the world. You can't get much bigger than that.
Nobody knows, Crown Coke or Shasta Coke, and then
Well, the Insane Clown Posse, you know them?
no.
Oh, well, I'm gonna introduce you to your new favorite musical band, Yuki. You're gonna be listening to the Insane Clown Posse pretty soon. They're a rap group, a couple of white guys, but they paint their faces like clowns, and they're so big. We should do an episode on the Insane Clown Posse and Juggalos, because so what they do is at their shows they take Shasta Cola and they throw it at the audience.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, Zach Amico, our good friend, he actually performed at the last gathering of the Juggalos. They have like their own Woodstock, and they call it the Gathering of the Juggalos. And it's a 3-day, 2-day event, and they have a bunch of bands and comedians and all. Yeah, we'll do some research about the Insane Clown Posse and talk about them.
Oh,
Yeah, you don't look too thrilled about that.
oh wow. I don't know them, so
Well, I'll send you two of their albums. There's got a great song. It's like, how many times must I ask myself why? How many times? How many times must I ask myself why? How many times will I cry? Or then there's another one. He's like, the great Malenko. Ha ha ha. Ha. It's it's carnival rap.
Hmm, I see.
You like carnivals,
I like carnivals, yeah.
so then we just got to get you into rap. You got a couple of clowns rapping, Yuki. It's the shit. All right, well, that's Coke versus Pepsi. If you have any suggestions, get in touch with us because Yuki made this suggestion, but we take fan suggestions or audience suggestions too.
Yes.
And we want to thank everybody for being part of the experience, the buffet experience on Patreon and here at the podcast buffet. And then don't forget yukinorinakamura at AOL.com. Yuki Nori Nakamura at AOL.com. Email him and he can make you a special model set. He can do any sort of set. He could do the set of The Last Drive-In. He could do a Star Wars set. He could do the Michael Jackson on fire at the Pepsi commercial set. He could do anything.
Well, maybe, the Last Drive-In.
He could do that too. All right, well, we'll see you next time at the buffet.
Yes, so when you have a chance, go to old-fashioned diner and then order cream soda. That's the real soda. And it's better than, what was that you talking about? Something float.
Root beer float, Yuki. That's when you put fucking ice cream in root beer. It's so good.
And then, don't forget the 7-Up and then cream soda if you have a chance. It's very difficult to get them, but if whoever never had it, you should have it. You can't.
Wait, are you talking about an egg cream?
Oh, no, cream soda.
Cream soda? All right, well, we'll catch you next time at the cream soda buffet. Yuki!
Yuki and John's Patreon buffet.